Hey, Charlie McDermott here. Question: how would you like a tool that virtually guarantees your marketing will be successful? It's the 120-second Ultimate Marketing Success Kit, and inside it are two free tools I use all the time for my advertising and for my private clients' marketing. If you haven't already, stop this video and go ahead and download the 120-second Ultimate Marketing Success Kit now. Okay, now that you have the tools, let me show you how they work. All right, let's start with the ad template that looks like this. What I'm going to do is just go into the Profit Rocket system, and in our ad library, you can see there's a bunch of different industries. I'm going to grab the bathroom contractor. Just click on that, those of you who are Profit Rocket members, and you'll see an ad library will appear for that niche. So I'm just going to grab that one ad right there that you can see, and for those of you who aren't members of Profit Rocket, don't worry about it. You can grab any ad and go through this exercise on your own. So let's choose that ad. So this template is simply the format that you're going to use, that you're going to follow for all kinds of marketing. It could be a pay-per-click ad. It does not have to be, and don't get hung up with, well, yeah, I do advertising, but I don't use newspaper or magazines or Valpak pieces or anything like that. It doesn't matter. This works for things like squeeze pages and sales pages and even sales letters. All right, a lot of this format is going to be the same. All right, so don't get hung up with whether or not you do display advertising. But in the case of this display ad, let me just walk through this template here. So for starters, we're going to have a compelling headline and ultimately an image depending on the ad size that grabs your attention. Then our subheadlines and our compelling copy and other subheadlines that you know, kind of as Gary Habel would say, what was it? Grease the slide, right? Pull you in with the headline, the subheadlines. Before you know it, you're reading the copy and you're ready to call, you're ready to buy, you're ready to stop in the store, whatever it is, okay? That's what you want. You got to have an offer. And in this case, this ad does both, makes an offer as well as educates, because there's this thing called the buyer's journey. And the buyer is not always ready when they get your ad to buy. In fact, the average buyer takes 1 to 2 years before they decide to pull out their credit card or make a purchase. So you always want to do everything you can to cast a wide net and get those who aren't interested in buying today but may become a customer at some point down the road, give them some kind of educational information. The next piece, the next tool, really valuable tool in your ultimate 120-second marketing kit is what I call the ad evaluator. And the ad evaluator allows you to go through 5 different sections of the ad and decide, give it a score, in essence. So again, using this ad, the first section, we're going to look at the top of the ad, the headline. Is it compelling? And on that tool, you'll see there are 5 different grades you can give the beginning of that ad. Anything from a 0 to a 5, and 5 being the best, 5 being, you know, a super, in this case, a super headline. So I'm grading this ad with a 4. I think it's a good headline. But you know, it's not like something that is passionately going to make me want to pick up the phone and call right now, but that's okay, as you'll see as we go through here. A good headline will get the job done and will make you money. All right, the next question is, how engaging is the ad? All right, did it educate me? Did it promise to fulfill a solution, a need? Did it in essence take the headline and bring me to the next part of the ad and pull me in? I thought this ad did an okay job, so I gave it a 3. I think they could have made better use of subheadlines rather than just throwing all that copy in there. All right. By the way, this isn't an exact science, as you see as we get through the grading here. You know, if you're off by a point or 2, it's not going to matter because at the end of the day, it's your total score that's important here, and I'll share with you how that works in a few seconds. All right, next section of the ad is did it educate? Did it build the case that your solution is the best solution for the reader in this case, or the listener if it's a video or a radio ad or a TV ad? All right, again, gave this a 4. Next section, offer. As you can see, the bottom right hand corner, they have 2 offers. One for the now buyer, hey, ready to buy? And they flat out, as you can see, say it there. They do a nice job of putting a limited number rather than an expiration date. You know, there's some reason to act now. Both would work. and also the free guide. I could nitpick a little bit with the free guide and say, hey, make it specific to bathrooms and choosing a contractor or a bathroom contractor. But overall, offer, I give it a 4. And then the final phase, the flow of the ad. Does it make reading easy for me? Is there just a natural flow for the ad? And again, that's probably a 4 or 5. The sub headlines would make it flow a lot easier, but overall, it's a good looking ad. It's going to grab my attention, so I bumped it up to a 5, simply because I haven't given it a 5. I feel guilty. All right, so here's how this evaluator works, and here's where the money is, guys. Total points. You total the points up. In this case, there's 20 out of a total of 25 points. Simply divide the 5 categories, the 5 into 20, and you get an overall score of 4. Anything that's less than a score of 3, you need to go back and rework. And the beauty here is, based on your low scores, you know exactly what to fix. So let's pretend the engage was a 1 and the educate was a 2. We would know, all right, the interrupt, we don't need to mess with the headline. We don't need to mess with the offer or the flow. We just have to improve the engage segment of the ad and the educate section of the ad to get it above a 3. All right. Let's just take a look at a real life example. I literally got this in the mail yesterday, and this is from a money mailer, so a Valpak type piece, a bunch of different coupons in there, and good sized pieces. You can see this is about a, what's that, like a 4x6 piece. It's in there, and two-sided, that's the one side, and you can see there's not much of anything there. If this company had used the checklist, this ad would have never gone out, and they would have not wasted, God knows, $500, $1,000 or more. I don't know how many times they've run this ad. Hopefully only once, and this will be the first and last time. But it's amazing the type of ads you see out there, the type of marketing you see out there that you would grade a 2. I don't even think this is going to make a 2. So that's the front side. That's the back side. At least they try to pull the reader in a little bit, give some idea of what they do with the bullets there. But still, I mean, there's no call to action, no offer whatsoever. Pretty dang pathetic, and a guaranteed money loser. Absolutely, positively, I'll bet the farm on that. So let's grade this ad. We all know it's going to be a pretty poor score, but let's just go through the exercise. Interrupt, well, there's no interruption. The company name is the headline. That's not going to work for anyone. Don't ever use your company name or logo as a headline. Bad mistake. And if there's no way to interrupt, your chance of engaging is 0, so I automatically give the engagement part is 0. We're not doing too good here. The educate, I felt a little charitable. The other side there with the did you know? It did talk about proper tree pruning and all that, so we'll give them a 3 there. As I mentioned, there is no offer, so therefore 0. And the flow, well, there's really not much there, so they kind of had a little flow, but overall, there's the basic structure is there, and that's about it. So when we add it all up, we get to 5, and as you can see, our overall score is pretty easy to do the math. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So we know that just rip this baby up and start all over again. It's not even worth, you can play around. You can simply add a headline and some copy and some engagement and an offer, and you're quickly up to something that will work. So whatever you need to do, fix it. Do not send an ad like this out in the street. All right. So again, anything below the score of 3, you want to go back and rework. Let's take a look at what that company might have done. This is another ad inside of our ad library in the Profit Rocket. As you can see, this tree company took a different angle here, and they actually provided a lot of useful information. So let's start at the top again with the headline. It does interrupt. It does get your attention for sure. Getting $2,000 of professional tree services for just $200 for anyone looking at their trees and going, wow, I've been meaning to trim these trees for years. We finally did it last year after 20 years, and it was every spring. I remember going through that like, oh, geez, I should do something about these trees. So nice job on the headline. The engagement, you can see that they've done a nice job with the sub headlines and pulling you into the copy all throughout. The financing piece being a real big part of this ad, and they do a nice job with the 0% financing for 12 months, big and bold there. Educating them on the process. The offer is pretty decent. I would improve that by having some kind of deadline call to action. I don't see that on the ad. And the flow I thought was good. So this ad rated really well. Total of 23 out of 25 points. Not too shabby, and pretty much can guarantee that this ad's going to get a decent return on their investment with an overall score of 4.6. So there you have it. That's how you use the 120-second Ultimate Marketing Success Kit. And this is literally, as you saw, you can quickly go through an ad. It does not need to be exact science, whether the offer is a 3 or a 4. Just put a number down, and if you're anywhere near a 3, fix the ad, or it's definitely below a 3. And if you're in the 4 to 5 range, you're good to go. 1 point here or there is not going to matter. All right, so use this. Let me know how it works for you, and keep marketing, baby. Talk to you later. If you're watching this video someplace other than the Turnkey Sales Solution website, go to www.turnkeysalesolutions.com now to get your copy of the 120-second Ultimate Marketing Success Kit.